How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 20th of June 2022. Before I get into the analysis today, if you're finding value in the content that I create, please smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's get over to the charts and try and figure out what we're going to see for at least the next sort of 2-3 days. And then after that, we'll kind of assess, and we're just going to continue to do this running sort of commentary, running sort of analysis, and try to stay on top of price to make sure that we're on the right side and not on the wrong side of the decisions that we're making. So with Bitcoin, just a quick snapshot of where we've come from, right? Which I think is important to address probably at the beginning of most weeks, just to remind ourselves where we've been, where we currently are, and where we could potentially be going. We obviously know that we had this pretty decent all-time high, roughly around about 70,000. We've had a pretty long, drawn-out downtrend, a little bit of a rally, continuation to the downside, and now we're kind of hovering back above 20,000. Which on the surface of it looks great, right? But we know, obviously, having done the study in this section of price right here, where I'm circling, that this could potentially just be another rally, just like this one, and then a continuation to the downside to start to, attack some of these lower levels. So if we go to our sort of third chart, that sort of scenario playing out, right? Now, we don't know this is going to happen, obviously, but the one thing that we can definitely say is that for price to at least reverse this section right here from around about 48,000 down to sort of 18,000 or so, we really need this high to be taken out. And this is why I've left this circle here. The one down here obviously is just a tracker that we, price hit it, it's done, we can kind of take that off, but there is still liquidity left down here. If we just drop down to, say, the hourly chart, this is really what we're playing with right now, right? And we'll do this. We can see the way that price has gone into this liquidity pool, and we were trying to figure out whether or not this was a very slight pickup of buy side liquidity and what that could potentially mean. Now, I made a reference to this level just here in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord, the link's in the description below. Everybody's welcome. And obviously this was traded too today. We've had a little bit of a pullback, but you can see there's this slight pickup of buy side just there, pick up buy side, just there, pick up a little bit more buy side. And it's looking like we could potentially get this little bit of a move to the upside, something like that, hovering around between 21,000 and 21,750. It would make sense that price does that without affecting the overall sort of negative or bearish sentiment that's happening in the market right now. But would it change anything in the sense of the broader picture? If we just jump up to the to the 4-hour chart again, we would need all of this down move here to at least be traded back through and be kind of hovering around 32,000 for us to even consider that this would potentially be a reversal of some sort, right? So again, we have to be patient. And when we're tracking price this way, the most important thing for us to do, regardless, is to stay patient, stay focused, right? And not engage in the market unless it's telling us, yeah, now's about time you want to be thinking about it. Many people say to me, yeah, but what, if I grab it here, and then I'll just use Bitcoin as the example. Many people say if I just grab Bitcoin around sort of 19,000 or 20,000 and it does go to 31, 32, then I'll be in profit. The problem with that, sort of thinking is if you're looking to invest long term, a year, 2 years, 3 years, and so on, then what happens is your 20,000 buy or your 18,000 buy, 19,000 buy, whatever you want to call it, run to say 31,000 or 32,000 isn't that big of a deal if it reverses and goes straight for 15k, right? Now, again, the argument can be made that, well, wait a second, what if it doesn't go to 15,000? And yes, I absolutely agree with that, but I would rather jump in at, say, 40k, as an example, when I know that a lot of this movement has been reversed. We've gone through a pretty decent key level, and then we're at a point where price may stabilize for that portion that goes up and through 48k. So again, it's very important that we remain patient until we see something that makes sense, right? So let's go over to Binance, and we can see on Binance, obviously, if we look at the two side by side, and this is why this is great analysis to do in terms of comparative analysis, you can see that if you take this candle here, and I've made a reference to this candle once before, right? If you take this candle here and this candle here, we can obviously see that Binance was much more pronounced in its movement and much more pronounced in its recovery. So this move that goes down now Okay, so think about the logic. That candle right there with that wick, okay, was traded back through and below and hit this key level down here at 187 and slightly lower. So what does that mean for us going forward? First of all, there's a rebalance point here, but if this area right here gets traded through, all right, and we'll use one of these just to make a reference to this. So if this area right here is traded through and we can get back above 320, right, because that small area here is responsible for the move that's come down to take out this low. If this area is traded through, this is a pretty strong level and we could potentially see 360 or even 400. And I'm going to say something now which is a little bit odd, but it could happen without Bitcoin's help, right? Just a small side note. Doesn't necessarily mean that that is, of course, going to be the case. We continue to monitor. We continue, to keep on top of things. We know, like I said, we're not here to be, gamblers. We're not here to guess. We're professionals, and we're looking for, subtle signs that tell us price is going to do one thing or the other, right? We're looking for that moment when big money comes back into the marketplace. So again, patience. Let's see how the next couple of days unfold. And we can just continue to do the analysis, continue to break things down. And when we see something of value, we can go for it. And with that said, I hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic day or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon. All the best. Take care. Ciao for now.